So UFC 318 has just wrapped up, and oh my god, what a card. This was like an old school UFC 300 type of S card. It was a banger from top to bottom. This was one of those cards where I felt like every single fight offered something different and something good, from the early prelims to the prelims all the way to the main card. And there's nowhere else to start apart from the main event. Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway 3 for the BMF title. This was Dustin's final fight, his retirement fight, his farewell goodbye fight, and it did not disappoint. I actually predicted this one wrong. I thought Dustin would be too tough, too durable, especially at home in his hometown of Louisiana in front of his family and his friends. I thought Dustin would be really tough to beat, and he was tough to beat, but Max Holloway really showed that he is now a 155er, a 155 contender. He's really filled out at the weight. He looked massive compared to Dustin Poirier in there. He's huge. Sometimes I look at Max and I don't know how he actually made 45. And from the get-go, Max was putting so much pressure on Dustin with his boxing, with his leg kicks. He was really putting the pressure on and causing Dustin real problems early on. I almost felt like the pressure of the moment maybe have got to Dustin a little bit in that fight at home in Louisiana, in front of his entire friends, in front of his entire family. Maybe the pressure just got a little bit too much for him. But in the second round, Max put it on Dustin for the most part in the second round. Again, dropped him in the second. But Dustin, in typical Dustin fashion, caught Max, nearly dropped him, and then went in for the flying guillotine. Can you imagine, in Louisiana, on his final fight, Dustin Poirier flying guillotining Max Holloway? But for me, over the 5 rounds, it was the right result. Max is the baddest motherfucker. He is the baddest motherfucker. He proves it time and time and time again. Every time he's in there. He's just consistent volume caused problems for Dustin. Dustin, every time he caught Max, you could see on his face, it hurt. And he caused damage, visible damage. But Max's output, he was 1-2-3, leg kick, 1-2-3, 1-2. He just overwhelmed Dustin, I think, over the 5 rounds. And really, Dustin lost the fight, but he didn't lose. He's a winner. He just fought in front of his home crowd of Louisiana. He fought in front of his wife, his children, his friends. And the UFC did a beautiful send-off for him, which I thought was really heartfelt and amazing. And that's winning for Dustin, I think. You know, he goes away a winner anyway. You know, the years he's put into the UFC, the amount of events he's headlined, the amount of entertainment he's given to the fans. I'm looking forward to seeing what Dustin does next. I hope I do not see him in BKFC. I love BKFC, but I want Dustin to sail off and do something incredible, you know, with his Fight Foundation, with the charity work that he does. It was a shame that Lil Wayne didn't get to wrap the BMF belt around Dustin's waist. He put it around Max instead, but there was a nice heartfelt moment there between Max and Lil Wayne, so I thought that was quite nice. But Max Holloway's hilarious. He literally said on the microphone, "This isn't my moment. I'm going to give the mic over to Dustin. This is his moment. I'm out." 2 minutes later, comes back, takes the mic again. Dustin's the best motherfucker in the UFC out there. But just a massive shout out to all the fighters who fought on the card tonight. Paulo Costa brought back that old school Paulo Costa, Yoel Romero-esque type of fight, which was great. Paulo Costa looking great, looking really, really good, and looking for like he's on a push for the title. And a massive shout out to the OG Michael Johnson against Danny Zellhuber. Michael Johnson was clinical, so fast. Even after the first round, or the second round, I think it was, that Danny Zellhuber said in his corner, "He's fast. He's really fast." And Michael Johnson just kept putting them combinations together. And he was such a big underdog as well. So I'm really happy for Michael Johnson. I was watching Michael Johnson when he was in the Ultimate Fighter years ago. And he's still going. So props to Michael Johnson. And another couple of notable mentions. Islam Dulatov. He looked really good. Clinical, big, strong, great boxing against Adam Fujita and ended up getting him out of there. And a special mention, first fight of the night, kicked the night off the right way. Carla Crispy Judice against Cagliari. Judice was nasty. Punches, knees in the first round. Those knees were nasty. That left knee she kept digging into the liver of Cagliari, and then finally just put her away with a knee into the liver. Nasty business. Louisiana's own Judice, I'll be keeping an eye on you for sure. And just to wrap it up, I want to touch on something that Dana White said in the post-fight press conference. He was asked about Jon Jones and Jon Jones actually fighting at the White House next year. And Dana White's response was surprising, but almost not surprising when you know what Dana White's like. So somebody asked Dana White, Jon said he's going to be competing next year against whoever the champion is at the White House, and Dana kind of just come out and flat out shuts it down and says, you know how I feel about Jon Jones, I can't trust him in big cards. You don't want to upset Uncle Dana, even Jon. But that's it, UFC 318 done and dusted. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll roll on to the next one.